Alright, so touched on these things yesterday. I have pulled 4 of them out that are relatively close matched. They're 8 feet tall and about 10 inches wide. I'm going to cut them down to about 7 feet. I found these on the side of the road near the community garden in my old neighborhood a while back. They hung out in my mom's backyard for a while. And then I brought them over here because she wasn't doing anything with them. So those are officially $0. I bought a $6 box of screws. I'm going to cut those down to about 7 foot apiece. I'll catch you when they all match. The circular saw I'm using for this is literally the cheapest circular saw that money can buy. I want to say I paid like 18 bucks for it at Walmart once upon a time. So this mark here is where 7 feet is at, so I'm going to cut it off there because I want there to be a nice flat edge here so that I can attach the top piece to it. And I'm going to cut these all right along the edge there, and I'm just going to use this piece of the wood there as a template to run my saw down the side of. It doesn't have to be perfect because once it sits out in the weather it's going to settle anyway. So, but this is probably going to end up getting a coat of paint by the time I'm done with it. It's dumpster paint. So that was free as well. So let me cut these. All right, 1 down, 3 to go. All right, now I've got this piece here that was actually already cut to this length. It's a bit wider than what was there. It says about 10.5 inches wide. We're looking at about 12 3/4 inches, and it's 4 foot wide. So I'm going to use this for because I'm going to have a piece and a piece. I'm going to use this for the center of the top and then cut some other pieces to attach, but I want this to be the joining piece so that one piece comes over and one piece comes over. But I'm going to put it on there flat side down so that I have a solid connection when I run these screws down through the top. Seems easy enough, right? Alright, so I got that together. I added a piece over there I didn't show you, but I'll get to that in a second. And I added these down here. I had this piece of trim board that was sitting over there on my shelf. It was in the backyard when I moved in here. And in an effort to try to stabilize this a little bit because it's kind of janky, I'm still not done. I need to put another screw like I did on this side to try to tighten that up a bit. But that's just for structural support. And I decided to put it right about that high there because that's about how high I want my flower boxes to be, give or take, maybe just directly underneath of that, which will further add more stability to this bottom piece. Now you see I added this piece here because I've got these side by side and they're attached. Another structural brace, another structural brace. This piece happened to be cut pretty close to the same length, so I just put it on there. You can see I missed on that hole, didn't work, but just added a couple of screws on both sides. Sturdy. So now I need to cut another 4 foot section to match for the other side, because these were set down about 4 inches on either side. They were off by about 1/8 of an inch, but this literally doesn't matter. When you go to the store and you buy these things, they're stapled together. So this one's at least screwed together. Yeah, under-engineered and overbuilt. Lots of screws. This just proves you can build something neat with little to no building ability whatsoever. So I'm going to stand this thing up, and then I'm going to have to get up on my ladder to attach the piece on the other side. But I have to cut another 4 foot section before I can do that. Alright, so got that far along. We got the top attached, we got the sides. But something you got to keep in mind with this is I haven't added any real structural support to keep it from doing this shit. So by putting the flower boxes on the edges of it, that's going to add some weight to the bottom, to which I'm actually just going to put, I got those bags of gravel right there. Once I get these built and I move it into place, I'm going to throw a bag of gravel in either side to just kind of make it sink down a little bit until I can go get some dirt, or perhaps go, I don't know, dig a hole. But I'm doing the math now on I need 2 pieces. I still have that 8 foot tall piece over there I have a 4-foot piece on the deck there. I have to measure this piece and get a piece that matches width-wise out here, and then figure out what I have left to span this direction. And then attach all of that together, move it into place, and then put the rocks in the bottom so that it doesn't fall over, because as it is, that's top heavy and it's going to fall over. And I realized that, you know, I could add some cross braces, and I'm not really good at trying to figure out angles, so in an effort to not have to do that, I'm doing this. And then I'll be able to put some sort of a creeping vine in there as well that I can put in there that'll creep up and around. So I'm gonna go do some math in my well, on my bench over there, and hope to not cut my fingers off. And I'll catch back with you when I've got some pieces ready to put together for the flower boxes. And there's a pretty bird up there that I'm sure you can't see. There he goes. Noisy little motherfuckers. Alright, so, excuse me, before I screw this together, I'm going to show you. I cut this piece here at 21.5 because that's what matched these two inner pieces. I looked at the last piece that I had there. These ones ended up being about 20.5 inches, give or take. I cut them so they had a little overhang, and they're going to go on the outside of that. And I just got to get some screws and attach those. And then this piece is going to go on the bottom. But I feel like I need to get this side and that side done, and then flip the whole thing over to attach the other pieces so that I can make sure that they're square. And again, I'm not worried if this thing is perfectly square. I have a $6 box of screws into this project in about, I don't know, 45 minutes of my time at this point. It's just been basic math and running a circular saw and cutting some stuff down and just adapting it to make it work with what you got, which is what I'm doing. But it's starting to take shape. I'll catch up with you in a minute. Made it that far. Time to attach the other two pieces. And I got a few little loose pieces over there I'm actually just going to attach to the bottom randomly, so that when I put weight in there, it holds it down. And I'll show you that when I get there. And voila. Sweating like a dog out here. There's that. I don't think I can move this by myself, but I'm going to try. I'm going to sit down and take a break for a second, though. Hooey. Alright, so I think that's going to live right there. I mean, still got to put the rocks in there to add a little bit of, number one, drainage for the dirt, number two, a little bit of stability. But in relation to where this walkway I started working on, I'm going to tie my lights into it. I got another strand as well. But I figured this walkway can come down, and that's just about perfect. Have a nice, some sort of a vining plant growing over the top of it. Put some flowers in there. Should be good. Hi, barking dog. Anyway, so I paid $6 for that, and I'm going to put, I have $3 worth of gravel. So this actually isn't a $12 project. This will be a $9 project. But yeah, don't be afraid to try things, especially if you find junk on the side of the road, because the worst thing, you ruin it and you put it back on the side of the road. You know, no harm, no foul. Or you could go out and buy some pieces of lattice and make something like this. I mean, before I built that shed at the old house, I'd never built anything. I mean, I made a toolbox my freshman year in high school, and it was more triangular than it was square. But anyway, I got some logs to cut to make a walkway. So I'm gonna dump that gravel in there, and I'm sure I'll update once I start putting plants and things in there about how to train vines and stuff to go through that. But like I said, I'm going to tie my lights into the top of it, but I need to gravel on the bottom first. So that's this project here in the books. Like, share, subscribe, and all that nonsense. Look up the Facebook group, as apparently the link doesn't work, or maybe the people who can't find or who are clicking the link ain't doing it right. I don't know. Either I'm dumb or yeah, I'm probably fucking dumb. So anyway, that's it for now, fuckers.